Good day traders, welcome back to another installment of the RMDTRADER Weekly Market Fix. I trust everyone is keeping well out there. This week we will be looking at both breakouts, which includes that of crypto, as well as some reversals from major levels on support and resistance. Let's start this week's analysis by having a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has finally overcome the daily 100 SMA, which it has previously struggled to pass. We are now trading back above the upper diagonal resistance of this consolidation. We have not really seen a confident breakout as yet, although we do have an inefficiency target as well as that yearly 365 daily moving average right at the top, somewhere between 45,500 and 46,200. So this would be a possible target for this week. There's also some strong overhead resistance from the monthly R1, the daily 200 SMA, and that weekly R3 from last week, and this week's weekly R2 at 47,850. So that will also be a strong area of resistance should price break out and tag that area. Of course, overall trend remains down, and we still have our bearish targets. The first one will be back at the lower end of this boundary, or perhaps rather at this S1 target at 41,600 for this week, and perhaps after that somewhere along 36 to 37,000, and then that ever patient target that we will not lose sight of at 26,500. Having a brief look also now at gold. Gold has also gained some momentum back once again last week. We were waiting and expecting a very important reversal, which we have appeared to have now got. And currently we have our yearly R1 at 1,965, offering very strong resistance. That's also the high from last week. So once that is overcome, I think we have a target at 1,990. And of course, if we can get past that, then a new high would be very likely somewhere in the vicinity of the yearly R2 at 2,100. Support for the week would be at the weekly pivot at 1,945. We have some very strong support at the daily 50 SMA and monthly pivot at 1,890. Having a look now at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has also continued its rally. We have not invalidated this head and shoulders pattern. We are still trading below that right shoulder. We have two inefficiency targets right above us now, one at 14,850 and one at 14,950. If you close any of those two, or if we head a bit higher towards the yearly pivot, we will get some very strong resistance in this confluence area with the daily 100 and the daily 200 SMA all acting as resistance, possibly driving price down. And once we get back below the weekly pivot at 14,590, we'll have a bearish target initially back at 13,900, and from there, of course, anything to the short side is possible. If we look at the Dow, the US 50, we see a very similar picture with the daily 100 and the daily 200 moving averages right above price, which will, of course, act as a very strong resistance in this new market phase 2 downtrend that has been initiated. Looking at the USDCHF, this has now also broken out quite some time ago from this very extended and long triangular consolidation. We've retested the breakout area with a very bullish pin bar candle. So I suspect this is a successful retest. And if we can get above the weekly pivot at 0.931, I suspect we could see price continuing upwards back towards that new high and the yearly R1 pivot at 0.946. Finally, let's conclude by having a look at GBPNZD, also at a very important and very crucial level. We have just broken below this diagonal support area, which is also supported by the yearly S1 pivot at 1.889. Currently, price is struggling to break below it, but if it does, there will be some support from this horizontal area at 1.880, which is also very close to our weekly S1. And of course, if we see a pullback back above that diagonal, I suspect we'll see a deeper correction. And just looking at this Fibonacci retracement levels, we see we have our 38 0.2 Fibonacci retracement coinciding with the yearly pivot right at 1.949, or let's just say 1.950. So that would be a very important level for a correction. Of course, it's still possible that we will then see continued downside after that, but that would be the correction level to keep an eye on. That concludes this week's video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, as we will be releasing videos throughout the week and we would not want you to miss out on any opportunities. Until next time, we wish you all the best for your trading, and as always, remember, trade smart and trade successful.